Pull up a pull up a chair. Yeah. We cut that cloth. Mind on freedom. Still in the talk.
Welcome to the Chop House, where we break the script apart. Shopping love, shopping mouth, carving futures from the dark. From the block to the boardroom, we gon' build this brick by brick with the spiritual thought leader, turning pressure into gifts.
Hey, black gold in the bloodstream, old pain in the bone. Turn chains into cheat codes, turn maybe to our own. We talk vision, talk village, talk healing in the mix. Talk that on your name, talk that on your brick.
Welcome to the Chop House,
where we break that script apart.
shopping love,
Shopping mouth,
carving futures from the dark.
from the block
To the boardroom,
we gon' build this brick by brick.
with the spiritual thought leader, turning pressure into gifts.
Pull up every generation, pull a seat for the youth. Pass the mic like an heirloom, every word living proof. We talk money, talk mindset, talk joy is a right. Every cut is a compass, every story is life.
Welcome to the Chop House, where we break the script apart. Shopping love, shopping mouth, carving futures from the dark. From the block to the boardroom,
We gon' build this brick by brick.
with the spiritual thought leader, turning pressure into gifts.
So tap in, don't tap out when the world feels like a test. This the Chop House family, where we chop it for our best.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's see. Oh Lord, let's see indeed, Lord, our territory. Oh Lord, let's see. If you don't mind, Lord. Increase for the whole house. Father, we pray for increase, God. We need you to enlarge our territory. Let's say on the third verse. Why don't you say promote? Oh, promotion. Father, we pray for promotion, God. We need you to enlarge our territory. expand me, expand us. Father, we pray for expansion, God. We need you to enlarge our territory, expand us, God. Whoa, 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 oh, Lord. Bless us indeed. We'll wait right here. We'll walk in discipline. We'll walk in faithfulness. We want inspection. We want inspection. Increase us, God. Promote us, God. Stretch us, give us more. Stretch us, give us more. We align with you. We align with you. Have your way in our lives. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Expand us, God. Yeah. Expand us, God. Yeah. Promote us. We'll wait on your promotion. God, we pray for increase. Father, we pray for increase. Let there be no action. Let it overflow. Let it fall on my neighbor. Let it fall on my bloodline. Let it fall on my legacy. Legacy, legacy. Legacy, legacy. Legacy, legacy. We believe you for promotion. We believe you for increase. We believe you for expansion. Hey. Oh, Lord. Bless us. Oh, Lord. Bless us last time. Oh, Lord. Bless us indeed. Act like you already got it. I tell you to bless him and say, bless him and say, it's yours for the asking. It's yours for the asking. It's yours for the saving. Hey, save us, save us.
I tell you, that's where I am right now. Let me get out of this right here. Okay, there we go. I appreciate you all for being here on tonight, and I want to say good evening. I'm getting feedback. Hold on just a second. I appreciate you all for being here on tonight, and I want to say good evening. I'm getting feedback. Hold on just a second. I appreciate you all for being here on tonight, and I want to say good evening. There we go. Had too many items that were running the same sound at the same time. You can tell it's been a while since I've been streaming, but it's good to be back with you, family. It's good to be back with you. Welcome to the Chop House with the spiritual thought leader. I'm so glad that you joined me on tonight. For those of you that are here, I appreciate you. I absolutely positively do. I just am grateful to God. I've had a wonderful weekend. I've been busy. I didn't get back on Friday because the airport was just absolutely a madhouse. And then coming back on yesterday, I got back in town. I got up at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I basically went nonstop from 1 o'clock in the morning. My Uber took me to the airport around 4 o'clock in the morning. And it was just a nonstop day. Got back in Kansas City and made it to my churches on time and played and, did what I needed to do. And please believe me, when I came home in the afternoon, I was thinking about the unchurched as I crashed. And so there you have it. That's as far as I got. Once I got to that bed, it was over. So, it was it was in my heart, but my body said no. And it's one of those where I just have to say, as I'm aging, and people talk about, oh, you shouldn't talk about your age. Listen, My mother always said the only way to avoid getting old is to die young, and I like the idea of getting old. So I do acknowledge that I'm aging in my body. There was a time when I could have just kept burning the candle at both ends and not thought a thing about it, but my body said, "Turn out the lights." Okay, hold on just a second. Let me do that. It is let me do that. Are you saying turn out my lights here, or are you? I just want to clarify. Do you need me to turn some of the lights out so that the picture is better? And I'm gonna give just a moment, because I take all the help I can get. I take all the help I can get. Is it glaring? Okay, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Listen, when you're sleepy, lay it down. I'm trying to tell you. And truck, it was so bad. Whether I left the lights on or off, it wasn't gonna matter because I'm. It was one of those. If you ever been so tired, but it was a wonderful weekend. Oh my God, it was a wonderful weekend. And that probably shows that my brain is still moving just a little slow. It's a little slow. It's a little slow. It's coming. But normally I can catch it right quick, fast, and in a hurry. But I might have to get some clarifications on tonight because my brain is still like, girl, you need some sleep. But yes, I don't know. I can't tell you when I crashed. I can't tell you when I did. It was just like a person inebriated that just passes out. That's how I was, truck. That's how I was. I just went out. I can't tell you when I went out. I was in my bed. I didn't make it there. But as far as me consciously knowing at what point in time, I don't remember what I was doing. I don't remember anything, truck. So listen, I was tired. I was tired. But I am preparing with the group. I am a songwriter. I do write all kinds of music, but particularly gospel songs. And I am preparing with the group called Reach. Reach is an acronym that stands for Restoring Everyone Administering Christ Healing, which is a ministry choir that I originated, founded, and put together. And we are going to be doing a live recording in Dallas on this coming Saturday, the 28th of March at 7 o'clock p.m. in Frisco, Texas. And so I went down. I've been driving back and forth. And truck, you know me and driving. I love driving. But I am definitely going to say my nighttime driving is becoming a little different because that the lights and just my eyes seem to get very very weary in the evening time in the dark. But I still make it. I'm trying to tell you, I've been hustling and going up and down the highway. But my peeps, the choir was like, no, ma'am. So on last week, sometime I can't even remember when they did it. They were like, check your email, and the Saints had bought me an airline ticket, and honey, American Airlines took me to and fro. They had the Uber ready. They had my friend ready to pick me up, and then Uber took me back, and they took everything I needed while I was there in Dallas, and I so appreciate them. I truly, truly do. But they were like, no, ma'am, you're not getting back on this highway to drive. So there you have it. I've had a wonderful time, though, this weekend. It's like Reach is a family, and whether they're blood or not, we have formulated a family, and we love each other. Just straight up, we love each other. Everybody in the group. It's just such a powerful, powerful ministry. I'm gonna tell you how the Lord and it's a life changing, transformative kind of ministry. And I don't say that just because I'm in it. I'm just saying it. That's the way it is. That's the way it flows. And as we were singing at the rehearsal on Saturday, my play sister, she's not blood kin, but she's every way she is my sister. She has a son that is around 8 years old, and we were singing, and the power of God started to move in the place, and she was handing me a tissue to wipe the sweat because I had really worked up I call it, that's my Holy Ghost juice. I had worked up quite a sweat. She was just trying to, get me together. And he came over to get some tissue. She thought he was just clowning or whatever. When I tell you that the Lord moved on the baby was tore up. Do you hear me? Listen, that's why I tell people you can have that question in your mind as to the realness or the reality of God, but all you need is a good experience. You understand what I'm saying? This baby was tore up. So we were everybody in the room was so moved and so touched by how tore up he was in the spirit. And I tell you that moment from Saturday is probably going to be one of my highlights in this whole journey that we've had. Because when the babies feel the presence of God, now don't get me started because I kind of feel something moving, but that's not what I'm here for tonight. But when the babies feel the presence of God and start going in, that's when my soul gets happy, And so it was a beautiful event. We had beautiful fellowship. They took us to a soul food restaurant. I'm going to get the name of it, but it was exquisite. The food was wonderful. From the mouth of baby's truck, from the mouth of baby, and that song is actually written by my sister, who is also a songwriter, and the title of the song is "Praise Belongs to You." And I was leading the vamp, and the vamp, they say the hallelujah is yours, the thank you, Lord, that belongs to you too. And we just worked that thing. The hallelujah is yours. The thank you, Lord, that belongs to you. And the more we said hallelujah, truck, the more we said hallelujah and just start giving God that highest praise. Lo and behold, as I said, honey, the power of the Lord moved on that baby and he was tore up. So, it's something about praising and worshiping God. It's something about acknowledging his presence and just giving him what is due to his name and giving that love, giving that worship, that worship that he's due is a beautiful, beautiful experience. To see the next generation, the 8-year-old, flowing in that on Saturday, that just did my heart so good. And at 60 plus years old, to see the babies moving and flowing in the spirit, that's all I needed. I'm not even gonna lie, that's all I needed. Now, the soul food restaurant. I have not had any in a long time, but I had some oxtails. Oh my and God. I said, a lot of times I go to different and predominantly here in Kansas City because I don't buy a lot of food and put it in the refrigerator because it's just me. And I find that a lot of the times my food ends up going to waste and, nothing happens with it. I end up throwing a lot of it away. So I said, I just might as well just buy food when I need it, get what I want to eat for the day and go on about my business. But I patronize black businesses on purpose, intentionally, because I said they need our business from the community to be able to stay in business, not every now and again, but they need consistent business. So that is what I predominantly buy here in Kansas City. I have tracked down almost all the black establishments here, and many of them do home cook / soul food cooking, and it's delicious. But nobody here actually has oxtails. So when I saw oxtails on the menu, out of all the things, and everybody was telling me everything on the menu is good, I've had a little bit of everything that was on the menu at some of the restaurants that I get here in the city. But I cannot tell you, probably the last time I had oxtails, my mother probably cooked them. And she, even before she passed away, had not been cooking for some time due to her blindness. But nonetheless, I tell you, I tore those oxtails up. Listen, they were delicious. They were good and they were tender. And I don't know if anybody out there besides me likes oxtails, but if you do, If you get a chance to go to Dallas, it's on Main Street. I don't know the exact address, but it's on Main Street. And baby, when I tell you, oh my goodness, that those oxtails were just heaven. They were just heaven, and I love them. I love them, truck. And so I'm telling you, they just blessed me every way they could bless me. And we're going back this weekend. I'll be there again Friday, and then the live recording is Saturday, and then Sunday. So likelihood is that I'll be out of pocket this Friday and this Sunday as well. And I hate to come on and then be immediately absent. But at the end of the day, I wanted to get started because I've been, almost every time, or I won't say every time, but often and frequently when Rebel would inquire into as to how I was doing, she'd be like, "Do you have the studio up? Do you have the studio up?" Because quite honestly, typically, it's been Rebel that sets up my studio, and this is first time go around where I didn't really have her in house at my fingertips to fix everything that I didn't know how to fix and get me all set up. So I'm a big girl. I got that thing done, and I wanted to get back on, and I have even some other things that are going on that we're going to be doing that I wanted to go ahead and get that established. So that's why I did want to go ahead. You still, as you notice, may see kinks and little things, even like me running too many sounds at the same time. And hopefully that feedback wasn't too bad for you guys out there in the internet. But I'll get it all the kinks worked out, and recall and remember how to run everything at some point in time, so you all can really come in and just enjoy the show without having to suffer through all of my fumbling. Now tonight, I so much of what I want to do in this is to build a community, and I mean to build a strong community so that when we begin to, I do believe change is coming. I believe that what we see going on in the natural with Trump and the government and the wars, I believe that it is all signs of the time. And I don't say that with doom and gloom. I know there's a lot of people that they are just, honey, why folks love doom and gloom, I just don't know. Why we love sending folks to hell, I just don't know. Why we love talking about the devil, I just don't know. It seems like why it's easier to play the dozens and crack on somebody than to give people compliments, I just don't know. You would think it would be the other way around. But when it comes to the negative energy, we just are professional in that. And even in the things of God, it's like so much of our spirituality has been rooted and grounded in negativity. And I told you all, when God first spoke to me, when I started ministry as a teenager, God spoke to me and said, preach a positive gospel for positive results. And you do get what you put out there. So when I say that we're moving into the end times, I read the end of the book, and there's some great things happening in the end times. Everybody else sees, like I said, hellfire and damnation and this and that and the other. I see some awesome things going on, and that's what I'm tapping into. Now, I believe that there is, and I want you to begin, as I said on the last stream, I want you to begin to really concentrate on your spirituality and tap into it. I'm not talking about being churchy. I'm not talking about being denominational. I'm not talking about any particular faith group, because as I said, this is an interfaith encounter that we're having. So it's not about this or that. I'm not trying to tell people anything about how you should believe and what you should believe in the things of God and spirituality. One reason the Bishop of Twitch, come on in here, sir. It's good to see you, and you know I love me some you. One reason is a streamer, you all. Please follow him. But I want us to really begin to think and operate from a place of spirituality all the time. Now, you know, mission statement to deconstruct the walls between the sacred and the secular. So, yes, I am a deconstructionist. I believe that where we are right now needs to be torn down, dismantled, and rebuilt. And I want it rebuilt better. I want it rebuilt stronger. I want to see it rebuilt with more love. I want to see it rebuilt with more consciousness and awareness. I want to see it rebuilt with us unified as one people. If you saw my post on my personal page on, I think it was yesterday. I don't remember what day it was. I think it was yesterday. But I ran across a video of, they were playing Hold to His Hand, God's Unchanging Hand, to the beat of a shout. And it starts with all different nationalities and all different groups doing, and nobody altered the video. It's not AI. It's just each one of those different tribes. Let me see if I might be able to pull it up. Each one of those tribes going forth in their own way. And you begin to see how much we are alike versus different. And that is where I want us to really focus in on that. And not always, we're more alike than we are different. What the country, the leadership, I'll say, at this time is really trying to push is a division among the people. But if we would just understand we are more alike than we are different, and to stop all the madness with, trying to feel like one group is better than another group. Nobody's better than anybody else. I also put up Fannie Lou Hamer, who made the statement and the quote. You see the video of her saying, if I hate you because you hate me, then I'm no better than you are. That's not the energy that we're coming from. That's not the energy that we're coming with. We are people that if we bind together, and somehow right now, I just keep wondering, why can't we see? Stirs the soul. Come on in here. Come on. STL. That's my wordsmith. I love you, sir. I love you. Come on in here because I love me some you. But I'm going back to, yes, here we are. I think I can probably play a little of this for you. Let me pause it. I want us to really espouse to the reality we are one people. And that energy of divisiveness and anger and hatred that Trump and all of his little cronies and all of them are not neo-Nazis. Some are just straight up Nazis. They're not the new Nazi. They the Nazi that's been here henceforth now forevermore. All of the division that has been brought, I just want us to understand we are one people. It wants to start without me. But I just want us to understand and comprehend we're all one flesh. When you start talking about melanin and the difference in the color of our skin, how we have evolved depending on where we were on the planet, near the equator, near the sun, in the cold, and our bodies have adapted to all of those different things. And our looks and our physical features have adapted to all of that. But at the end of the day, we're one people and one blood. I'm going to show this because I just love it. I love it. When I saw this, I was like, now that's what I'm talking about. So at the end of the day, this really speaks to what I believe the way we are as a people, and I believe this is the way we should interact and understand the unity and the oneness that we have one with each other. And here we go.
Everybody oughta to my God. 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 Everybody oughta hold on, hold on, hold on. I got to keep on. I got to keep on. I got to keep on holding on, holding on. They said I wouldn't make it. They said I wouldn't be right here today. But I came to tell you that the reason in the winter season, I kept on holding, even when I couldn't see.
Now, all of those differences, y'all, all of those differences, but we are still. Yes, sir. I was trying to get back to my live. There I am. Y'all gonna get it all today till I get all my studio and all of my cues together. But nonetheless, that is the reality that we are one, and we may come from all over different places of the world, but so many things that we have are so in common and so alike. And that's what I'm always an advocate in saying. We are really more alike than we are different if we would just get to know one another and begin to understand how similar we are. And let's just operate from that unity. I want and that you all, I feel like, even I want to say this about, I'm excited about the live recording that we're going to be doing this Saturday. But what I'm excited about is also that when I was in Texas, I was the only person of color that was at the church, but I was the minister of music there for that congregation at the time that I was there. It's a white Presbyterian church called Faith Bridge Presbyterian Church. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people, welcoming of all people. And I appreciated the fact that the pastor has a vision, a female pastor. She has a vision of breaking those barriers. And so even on this Saturday, I'm excited about not just the idea of the live recording, but I'm also excited about the idea of all races and nationalities being in the house, being able to cross the barrier, Presbyterian with Pentecostal, with AM, with the Methodist, AME, with I mean, just everybody just all mingled in there together. That's the kind of stuff that really floats my boat and gets me going. Because at the end of the day, I go back to that video in concept, whether you're the native in the attire with your shoes on, moccasins, whether, it doesn't matter. If you really stop and take a look, we are all one flesh. And that's what I want to see us come back to. And that's where the strength lies. Now, I'm not going to stay on a long time tonight because I'm still tired. You know, and if you can tell, just like when I had to ask Truck, what was he referencing? Because my brain was like, I can't process it tonight, Saints. I can't process it. Is he telling me to turn off my lights? Is the picture bad? What's going on? And he's like, no, Pastor. When you were sleepy. okay, because my brain is not tracking. I'm not going to try to stay on a long time, but there is a clip that I want to show. Now, let me tell you what I'm going to do with the Chop House. I have a Facebook page that's out there, and it's called the Chop House Groove. So if you go to facebook.com, Chop House Groove, the Chop House Groove, CHOPHOUSEGROOVE. And I also have an email to the same email at gmail.com. If you have things that you want to share, if you have things that you feel like we want to have some comment and conversation around, want me to comment on or get my input or my idea, please send it to preferably I can manage it and maneuver it a little easier from Facebook. But however, if you want to send it to the email or any of my other accounts, I have several. If you have the Spiritual Thought Leader, there's an account for that. But I'm also trying to separate these out for the purpose of when we come on, I want to be able to, each time we gather, just go straight to the material that you sent me and be able to play those videos just like I played the video of the shout, because it's just a matter of clicking on it, opening it up, expanding it so we can all watch it and share the screen. So if you have things that you want to talk about, I'm not trying to monopolize and drive. I really want to have some conversation and some input. There may be times that I have, like tonight, there's something specific that I'm going to share only because we've not had You've not had an opportunity to send me anything to incorporate into the stream. And there's nothing off limits, nothing off the table. Whatever you send me, and this is what I'm going to do. I don't even plan to look at it until we open it up. So I'll see it the same time that everybody else sees it. So you all bear in mind now, if you send me something, and the other thing, let me say this. If you're sending me something for my eyes only, please put FYOE or FYEO, I guess it would be FYEO for your eyes only. Just put those initials on there so that I know you are sending that to me, but you don't necessarily mean for me to share that on the Chop House. Otherwise, it's open and it's free game, and I don't care what it is. We'll run it through the ringer here and have a chit chat about it here in the Chop House. So that's how we'll operate moving forward. Please feel free. And now some of you send me information and things anyway. So what I'm going to show tonight is some of just one that really struck me. As a matter of fact, I think I'll show two of them. Mensa. And I always try to bring something to the table that maybe you may not be familiar with. And if you are, awesome. You can just jump in even more so. I'm going to share my screen and I'm just going to read. I am a lover of knowledge and I love to see and learn things that I don't know. I want to highlight this young man that is a part of Mensa. And so if you've not, has anybody in the chat heard of Mensa? Has anybody in the chat heard of Mensa? If you have, let me know. If you're familiar with Mensa, let me know. But Mensa, I can probably get that a little bit bigger. I don't see anybody saying that you are familiar with Mensa. If we are talking, let's see, I'm trying to find, it's been a while. I want to blow it up a little bit. I want to go up in size. I got to find my tab. But if you're familiar with IQs and testing, all that kind of stuff for intelligence, Mensa is the oldest, if you're able to see that as I'm reading the overview. Mensa is the oldest and largest high IQ society in the world. It opens to individuals who score in the top 2%, all right, of the general population on an approved supervised intelligence test. It was founded in 1946 and on and on and on and on, okay? So I want you to look at these membership requirements because I'm going to show you this little boy who is a member of Mensa. Membership requirements: a candidate must score at or above the 98th percentile on standardized tests. The purpose: the society provides a forum for intellectual exchange, social interaction, and research with a focus on fostering intelligence for the benefit of humanity. Underscore, for the benefit of humanity. All right. So I just want to kind of set the stage for what we're going to take a look at here. This young man, and he reminds me, I have a play sister. She's not my blood sister, but she couldn't be any more of a sister to me than what she is. She has, a matter of fact, this is the same sister that I'm talking about that has the 8-year-old that got tore up. You've heard of Mensa? Great. Awesome. Thank you. One reason. The questions that they ask, the way their mind is operating. And I love the idea of having something where, you know, you can have your, you can be stimulated. And actually, they're supposedly to be real smart or something. Yes. They are. They score, like it said, you have to be in at least the upper 2%. And they take you through all of the different testings for IQ and whatnot, and standardized tests. and you still have to score in that upper 2% to be a part. Now, I do like the idea, again, that their purpose is to provide intellectual exchange, social interaction, and research with focus on fostering intelligence for the benefit of humanity, not just trying to see how smart I am. Now, and this boy is, this young man is a part of Mensa, but I tell you, his conversation, I love it. I want to get the first one. I'm going to do them in succession. Kim Possible 7-Eleven sends me stuff all the time. So does Truck Driver. KB Brown sends me stuff, and I'll be playing all of that. But like I said, if you got something, please send it. You're open if you see something, and we'll have a conversation about it. This young man really, I enjoyed him. He's one of the youngest members of Mensa. But I want you to listen to what he says. And he provoked me. I'm not going to lie. And I shared it with my play sister. Her name is Makiba. I played it for Makiba. I said, girl, if this doesn't remind you of her son's name is Royal. I said, if this doesn't remind me of Royal, I mean, just his whole conversation, his thought processes. And listen, you all, these kids are on a whole nother plane. I hope that you're engaging and having conversation with more than just folks in, well, you know, everybody's, I guess not necessarily wired to hang out with the kids, but I'm telling you, they will keep you sharp. They will keep you on your toes. They will keep you thinking, because I'm telling you, this young man, when he got finished talking, and I don't hold on. If you hear some sound, it may be because it could. It fired it up before I was ready to. This kid, I love him. I love him, and I do watch his videos. But these two that I'm going to show right now, I want you to just listen and try to, you know, just digest what he's talking about. And his brain is on a whole nother wavelength. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's have some conversation with one of the youngest Mensa members in the world and listen to how he thinks. Okay, here we go. And now, to me, this is some spirituality right here. Come on, here we go.
Asked you, like, who do you get a chance to share your brilliance with? Because I haven't heard you talk about it in a while. And I'm like, do you talk about this at school? And you said no. Can you share again what you said to me?
So I talk to myself in the bathroom with a mirror.
In front of a what?
In front of a mirror. So like the mirror is basically a gateway or a thing that's in the dimension that will basically lead to you in an infinite timeline of other dimensions. So if you look in a mirror and say something, that will, one of your other selves in one of the infinite dimensions will hear it. And basically it'll come back to you because it's a mirror.
So then you should speak positive things to yourself in the mirror?
Yes.
Can you speak what you want your future to be like in the mirror, and then it will come back to you?
Yes, but you don't shout it or say it loudly, because then your brain will have to analyze it, and there will also be doubt. So you also whisper it, which passes through the mind barrier instantly. So it's like a secret, something you keep secret, and you wanna slowly but surely manifest it.
Really?
So you whisper it in the mirror.
And you've been doing this? Oh my gosh, baby, that's amazing. So I just asked you, like, who do you get?
Now, that being said, this kid is talking about alternate universes and things like that. Now, some people will automatically be like, okay, he's in an imaginary place, and I don't know how many people are actually in tune with quantum physics. And I'm going to say this. Do y'all remember when we watched the Jetsons and laughed about the futuristic idea of meet George Jetson, his boy Elroy, daughter Judy, Jane his wife, You know, and we looked at all the different things that they were doing on the Jetsons, and it seemed like it was otherworldly. And then it's like, really, in reality, everything that we saw on the Jetsons, and it probably already existed then when we were watching the Jetsons, it just was not introduced to us in our current living. However, somebody's mind was able to conjure up that idea and create that as far as a concept, and then they turn that concept into a manifestation of a reality. What this little kid says is so phenomenal. Now, for some, it's like no, 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 and no again. That you're reaching into a whole nother realm. But how many of the television shows and just I'm just asking you to go somewhere with me, and you can agree or disagree. It's not about trying to win converts or whatever. I was blown away with this little kid and the idea of him talking to himself, speaking softly and whispering into the mirror, so that he can manifest in all the alternate universes and da 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 da. Now this is how his brain works. Now the other thing that tickles me when I said the reason why I'm drawn to it is because my friend's son is the same way. And he asks questions that are otherworldly. He may talk about dimensions, and so many of us are like, no, 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 I can't get with that. That's new age and this and that and the other. However, quantum mechanics have already proven that there are dimensions, and the whole concept of other alternate universes and this and that and the other is not beyond quantum mechanics. So and I'm not trying to. Hey, I'm not a member of Mensa, so I'm not one of the 2%. Nonetheless, I love to hear a mind that has the ability to go outside, because that's really when you start thinking about the cell phones that we have right now, which are nothing more than a small computer. Somebody's brain thought of that. Somebody's brain, and at the time that they thought of it, if they had probably shared it with people, they'd be like, "Oh, that's crazy. You talking crazy. It's no such thing. You done lost your mind." I can imagine before the invention of the telephone, if you said to some of the people of the day and time previous to the telephone, "Oh, there's going to come a day that we're going to be able to just pick up, even the old telephones. You're going to be able to pick up the phone, dial it, and talk to somebody miles and miles away." They would have been they would have thought you were lying. They would have thought you had lost your mind. But all of the things that are in someone's thoughts and imagination are the beginnings of new creations. Okay? All the thoughts and ideas in people's imaginations are the beginnings of new creations. And when I listen to this little boy and the whole concept that he has, which is totally different from where we would operate, and again, I know he probably lost somebody when he started talking about multiple universes, because some of us can barely fathom what one universe contains. At the end of the day, the mind that doesn't have those restrictions, the mind that has already expanded, and especially at his young age, being one of the youngest people in the world in Mensa, it's like I can only imagine. And the mom's question was basically asking him, you're part of this organization. You score at this unbelievable rate of, where do you share your brilliance? What do you do with that? And I don't think it was any level of ego that she was inquiring. I think she was just, if you've ever had, I'm going to use myself and say, environments that you're bored in. And I'm going to use, instead of talking about intelligence, I was bored at school, but I'm going to use church. Oh my God. When I tell you guys, and this may offend some, but I'm not trying to. I'm so bored at church 99% of the time. I mean, just absolutely bored. Bored. Now, it's cool watching people shout and dance and praise the Lord and all that. But when you start talking about something that really tickles my mind, tickles the brain, and inspires me and ignites me and fires me up, I just, more times than not, I'm just bored. Partly because most of the people that are preaching are biblically illiterate, and then the ones who aren't reading the sermon they got off of the internet, and the ones who aren't preaching judgment, hell, fire, and damnation. And it's just, it's so hard. And then ultimately, I'm going to say this: it's hard for me to find the God that I know in the God that I hear preached. I will say that again. It's hard for me to find the God that I know and the God that I hear preached. So it's a stretch. It's a real stretch. And I don't say that as a throw off. And I'm talking about, across the board. I'm not just talking about Christianity. I think that we have reduced God to such a little concept, and as I say, majored in the minors and minored in the majors, so much so that it's really hard to captivate the energy of people that really are just hungry for God, without all the other extra trappings on it and all of that. So I'm bored. I'm bored. I am bored, and to that end, I think the mind of this young man, it's a valid question that his mom would say to him: what stimulates you, and how do you share your genius? How do you share your brilliance? I mean, how do you do that? And I find it interesting that he doesn't look outside of himself. I find it interesting that instead of him saying, well, I got a friend this and I got da 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 da, he doesn't even mention being a member of Mensa, even though that's one of their goals of why they exist, is to stimulate those that operate at a different intellectual level than the majority, 98% of the people on the face of the earth. I thought it was interesting that he didn't look outside of himself, but said, I talk to myself in the mirror. That's how I share. I talk to myself in the mirror. Now I'm gonna show part 2 of this conversation, and I hope that you guys are with me. This is a whole different level of spirituality that doesn't have to go seeking and searching outside of itself, and understands I create the fruit of the lips. I can come from almost every different faith tradition, and there's some version of that concept of speaking and creating, even as God did. God spoke and it was. God said it and it was created. And to understand that we have that same power, we have that same creative authority and ability by the words that we speak. So that takes us into, it says the baby he's 10. I just want to read this. I want to read this about the young men. For some that are like, no, I'm not buying. It says this is this lady's youngest baby. He's only 10, but he started reading at. Let me put it up here so you can see. I want you all to read it along with me. This is my youngest baby. He's only 10, but he started reading at 9 months, walking at 6 months, and was inducted into Mensa at 3. Now, the rest of that, she also does a women's podcast for the uplift of sisters. So that's where the rest of that kind of goes into that. But I'm just focusing on that first paragraph talking about her son. Her youngest child, he's only 10, but started reading at 9 months, walking at 6 months, and was inducted into Mensa at the age of 3. So that means he was able to pass those IQ tests and all of those different standardized tests and rank in the top 2% by the time he was 3 years old. That is astounding. That is absolutely astounding. And to think, I think sometimes that the way his brain works and to answer that question is so different than the way even many of us would have answered that question. Now I want to go ahead and I'm going to play this second video of that same conversation. And again, you're gonna hear her chime in at the end talking about how she's speaking to women and encouraging women to make their choices wisely and da 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 da. So I mean that's what she does, and that's the group that she talks to. But I'm wanting to just focus on what this young man said in response to her question and continuation. And I want you to pay special attention to his concept of reaping what you sow, which is not the way we tend to hear it taught. Now, and so I'm going to say this is from the mind of a genius, and I'm not trying to, take that one way or the other. I'm just saying the difference in how his brain processes this and the way that many of us process it or have heard it preached and taught and had it processed for us. His brain takes the idea of reaping and you reap what you sow in a whole different level that has no negativity to it whatsoever. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it amazing that brilliant minds don't automatically go to the negative?
Your mirror manifest.
I'm blessed by this boy. I'm blessed by this child. I'm blessed by the way he thinks. And so just please pay attention when he starts talking about sowing and reaping and how he equates that to what he's talking about. Listen to his slant on sowing and reaping. And here we go. I'm going to share this with you on the screen, and let's go.
Manifesting technique blew people away. Okay. I was even blown away because I didn't know about the whispering part. Is there any other manifesting techniques that you do?
Well, the mirror one works, so.
It does.
And I also pray. I just ask God to help me. And I think if you combine like praying and saying it in the mirror, so maybe you could pray, you could whisper pray into the mirror. You could say like, "Dear God," but you say it towards the mirror. And then not only will God hear it, you'll also amplify it through your mirror.
Because the mirror is a portal.
Mm-hmm.
I see. So you think it would bring you back the results faster?
Yes. Especially if you say it to an infinity mirror. So like a mirror, you've ever been in one of those bathrooms where it's like a mirror and a mirror? So that's an infinity mirror. If you say something into an infinity mirror, that's basically like saying something into all the infinite versions of you.
So not just one mirror is enough? Like you gotta have two mirrors facing each other?
If you want to amplify your success. So like an infinity mirror could amplify your success infinitely, depending on what you're saying. So you really have to be careful what you're saying in the infinity mirror or that space, like a kaleidoscope.
So like, okay, that's good. So in our bathroom, we have the two mirrors facing each other. So that means whenever we're in the bathroom, we have to be careful what we say because the mirror is going to amplify whatever when we step into that space. So that entire space is like a portal.
The entire space. So basically, you got to be careful how you do everything, especially maybe it could correlate to what you watch too.
What do you mean?
So basically, you watch something, and then you think about it while looking in the mirror and doing your daily tasks. So that could influence you depending on what you saw in doing your daily tasks.
So you're saying you have to be careful what you put in your mind, because what you put in your mind is going to impact your heart. It's going to impact the way you think. It's going to impact the results you're getting, which is what I tell women that I'm teaching, that you got to protect your mind at all costs, especially when you're manifesting love. Like, You got to distance yourself from the friends that hate men. You got to not watch the negative shows that show people breaking up and men cheating on you and mistreating you. You got to not listen to the music about heartbreak because you're putting that in your consciousness. And then you're on fertile ground right now because you're healing and manifesting love. And then if you put that stuff in fertile ground, then it's going to grow. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yeah, basically like you reap what you sow.
Yeah, but oh, people thought that you reap what you sow meant doing something bad to somebody else and it comes back. But reaping what you sow means that if you're sowing seeds, if you're watching negative movies or songs or saying negative things to yourself, you're sowing negativity into your fertile soul. Oh my gosh, yes. Your mirror.
So, what are you sowing into your fertile soul? What are you sowing into your fertile soul? Now, you don't have to agree. I'm not asking you to. This chop house is about chopping it up and having an opportunity to talk about different things from different perspectives, different ideas, different concepts. This is how I want to jump it off because in my words, in my estimation, this baby chopped it up. This baby chopped up something and served it in a bowl with all kinds of garnishes, with all kinds of dressing, with all kind of... This baby chopped it up. When he started talking about, it depends what you are sowing into your fertile soul. I'm like, woo! I loved it. Now, even from the standpoint just that this is the way his mind is working, I love it. I love it. One thing that I say, and for those that want to maybe sit back and dissect it and say, he said that truck driver. I'm not that one that's gonna sit back and try to dissect it and analyze it and find fault in it and this and that and the third. This baby said something that made me stop. As a matter of fact, I shared it with my sis Makiba. And again, I was sharing because this is the kind of conversation that her son has with her. And she'll call me on the phone. Literally, she'll be like, this is for your Aunt Jean. And my phone will ring. And she'll be like, Aunt Jean, I got Royal on the other line. And this is what he's talking about. And I mean, Royal and this little boy are so similar. And you know what that says to me? This generation of young people are coming up with their thoughts and minds totally different than the way we were raised. This baby said something. I mean, and before I close, I'm going to play that one more time on the Reaping What You Sow because some may not be able to flow with the different dimensions, and I'm not gonna fight anybody to go there, but I do want you to get the full impact of what he said. And maybe it's only blessing me and Truck, I don't know, but baby Truck, that baby blessed my heart. He blessed my soul. And when I played this for Makiba, she was like, I'm gonna do that. And it is just like her son. And it's good to know that this is the way some of y'all need to talk to these young people. You don't know what's on their minds. You don't know how they're thinking. You don't know how they're processing. Some of these kids are in a whole nother dimension in the spiritual realm, and y'all still up here talking about Father Abraham has many sons. Child, they have gone so far beyond Father Abraham had many sons, and put your right foot in, put your right foot out. These babies are talking about alternative and multiple universes and the fertile soul. And listen, they thinking about some things that some of the grown-ups haven't thought about. I'll play this one more time and we're going to get ready to get out of here because that's really tonight. I wanted to just release this into the atmosphere in this space. It's already been released into the atmosphere, but I wanted to release it into the atmosphere in the Chop House space and I just want you all to marinate on it. And of course Kim Possible 711. She knows the kind of stuff that I love, so she knew when she sent this to me, it was I was gonna eat it up. It's right up my alley, and I appreciate Kim Possible 711 for sending this to me, because when I tell you it has blessed my socks off, and I have shared it with select people, but especially with my sister and her son, and the son watched it too, and he was like, yeah. I mean, it didn't. What this young man said, my sister's son had no struggle with it whatsoever. No struggle. He was like, yeah, that makes sense. And some of us are like really tripped out. Like, what did he even say? I'm telling you, these kids are thinking and operating at a different level. I'm gonna show this one more time. Y'all put some comments down there in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. You don't even have to agree. That's what the Chop House is about. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree. This, you may be like, child, that's a bunch of mess and whatever. You can say whatever you want to say to me. And I would never. This is what I would say. If you go and find this on the internet, don't go on this woman's stream, start talking a bunch of negativity and speaking negativity into this child's life and into this child's come on, Truck. That's exactly what Makiba and I said. That is exactly, Truck, what Makiba and I said. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just run both of them back to back one more time, and then we're gonna get ready to get out of here. If other people, I'm looking for a conversation. Nobody's ready. Well, I'm not gonna say nobody's talking to me, because Truck is talking to me, and we can listen, truck driver. We can have all kind of convos, because this baby set my soul on fire, and just the ability to think outside. When you talk about spirituality is outside the box. Religion is in the box. Spirituality is outside the box. This baby is outside the box. And I'm going to tell you, even in the things that I share here on the stream, as my father would always say, you take stuff, there's always some good in everything. You take stuff just like you're eating fish. Eat the meat and throw away the bones. If something seems to be bones for you, for your reality, for your life, hey, throw away the bones. But, just... you do and take for yourself what fits you. But this baby said something. So I'm going to play this one more time, both of them all the way through, and we're going to get ready to get out of here. To me, this is good eating right here. This is good eating. It does make sense. One reason, it does make sense. This is good eating. This is oxtails. I'm serving y'all oxtails tonight. Oh my God. And I just love him. I love this little baby. I love him. He's so pure and he's so genuine. I just love him. I'm gonna share it one more time. Cause I want y'all to get this all the way down in your shondo. All right, here we go.
Who do you get a chance to share your brilliance with? Because I haven't heard you talk about it in a while. And I'm like, do you talk about this at school? And you said no. Can you share again what you said to me?
So I talk to myself in the bathroom with a mirror.
In front of a what?
In front of a mirror. So the mirror is basically a gateway or a thing that's in the dimension that will basically lead to you in an infinite timeline of other dimensions. So if you look in a mirror and say something, that will... one of your other selves in one of the infinite dimensions will hear it, and basically it'll come back to you because it's a mirror.
So then you should speak positive things to yourself in the mirror?
Yes.
Can you speak what you want your future to be like in the mirror, and then it will come back to you?
Yes, but you don't shout it or say it loudly, because then your brain will have to analyze it, and there will also be doubt. So you also whisper it, which passes through the mind barrier instantly. So it's like a secret, something you keep secret, and you wanna slowly but surely manifest it.
Really?
So you whisper it in the mirror.
And you've been doing this? Oh my gosh, baby, that's amazing. So I just asked you, Who do you get a chance to share your
And that's part one, y'all. That's part one. Listen. Woo! Lord, today. I love it. I love it. And then here we go with part two. I don't want to expound on it.
your mirror?
I want you all just to marinate. When we leave out of this space, I want you to just marinate on this and not me giving a bunch of jibber jabber. Here we go with part two.
Manifesting technique blew people away. Okay. I was even blown away because I didn't know about the whispering part. Is there any other manifesting techniques that you do?
Well, the mirror one works, so.
It does.
And I also pray. I just ask God to help me. And I think if you combine like praying and saying it in the mirror, so maybe you could pray, you could whisper pray into the mirror. You could say like, "Dear God," but you say it towards the mirror. And then not only will God hear it, you'll also amplify it through your mirror.
Because the mirror is a portal.
Mm-hmm.
I see. So you think it would bring you back the results faster?
Yes. Especially if you say it to an infinity mirror. So like a mirror, you've ever been in one of those bathrooms where it's like a mirror and a mirror? So that's an infinity mirror. If you say something into an infinity mirror, that's basically like saying something into all the infinite versions of you.
So not just one mirror is enough? Like you gotta have two mirrors facing each other?
If you want to amplify your success. So like an infinity mirror could amplify your success infinitely, depending on what you're saying. So you really have to be careful what you're saying in the infinity mirror or that space, like a kaleidoscope.
So like, okay, that's good. So in our bathroom, we have the two mirrors facing each other. So that means whenever we're in the bathroom, we have to be careful what we say because the mirror is going to amplify whatever when we step into that space. So that entire space is like a portal.
The entire space. So basically, you got to be careful how you do everything, especially maybe it could correlate to what you watch too.
What do you mean?
So basically, you watch something and then you think about it while looking in the mirror and doing your daily tasks. So that could influence you depending on what you saw in doing your daily tasks.
So you're saying you have to be careful what you put in your mind because what you put in your mind is going to impact your heart. It's going to impact the way you think. It's going to impact the results you're getting, which is what I tell women that I'm teaching, that you got to protect your mind at all costs, especially when you're manifesting love. Like, you got to distance yourself from the friends that hate men. You got to not watch the negative shows that show people breaking up and men cheating on you and mistreating you. You got to not listen to the music about heartbreak because you're putting that in your consciousness. And then you're on fertile ground right now because you're healing and manifesting love. And then if you put that stuff in fertile ground, then it's going to grow. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yeah, basically like you reap what you sow.
Yeah, but people thought that you reap what you sow meant doing something bad to somebody else and it comes back. But reaping what you sow means that if you're sowing seeds, if you're watching negative movies or songs or saying negative things to yourself, you're sowing negativity into your fertile soul. Oh my gosh, yes! Your mirror manifesting technique blew people away. Okay, I was even blown away because
Y'all. And that's it, and that's all. You know, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Listen, Rebel, that's good stuff. That's good stuff right there. So that's what I want to impart and share into your space, your mind, your energy, your soul, I love that, your fertile soul. your fertile soul. I love this kid. I love this kid. Into your fertile soul. And remember, your soul is fertile. So, you know, what you're sowing into that fertile soul is what you're reaping. Wow. Just wow. And it's not about what people said about you, it's about what you're putting into that fertile soil and the amplification of it. That's good stuff, Rebel. That's that truck. I know, and it never saw it that way. Has never been taught that way, and that's what I'm saying. What God has done, you know, through this baby that was reading at 9 months old and walking and talking, and at 3 inducted into a genius group. And I'm not stressing that because I'm talking about, oh my God, he's a genius. I'm saying when your mind, truck, is allowed to operate freely at another level in another dimension, and he started talking about multiple dimensions. When your mind is able to be free and not shackled with a bunch of barriers, guidelines. You can do this, but you can't do that. You can think this, but you can't think that. You can that. And by the time you finish with all of that, your mind is boxed in. This baby's mind at such a high level of intelligence and at such a state of being out there, man, is free to think freely without any barriers, and this boy's off the chain. So that concept, truck, of reaping what you sow in your fertile soul, in your fertile soul. Who says that? In your fertile soul. Woo! I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm not going to say anymore. That was what I felt impressed to share on tonight. That's what's in my spirit. That's what I've shared with a few people because I know that they can operate and they can deal at this level. Everybody can't. Now, this is some meat here. This ain't no milk. This little boy is not putting out milk. This little boy is putting out meat. You understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? This little child is putting out meat. Come on, Rebel. So everybody can participate in enjoying this filet mignon that he has laid out before us. But when I tell you, this is some good eating right here, truck. This is some good eating right here, Rebel. It's amazing. It's amazing. So we've been fed. There's nothing I need to add to it or elaborate. I hope it blessed you. And again, if you have stuff that you want me to talk about, stuff you want me to see, stuff you want me to comment on, and that includes funny, because y'all know I love to laugh. If you got some funny stuff, listen, we got the Rebel Link in here with church stuff. You gotta call Mr. Stirs the Soul. Oh, Stirs the Soul. It was good. It was good. Go back and when you get a chance to see it on demand, because this little boy was off the chains. I mean, just and it stirs. Let me say, what he said, you're gonna love it, because you're one of those out of the box thinkers. This wasn't any churchy. This wasn't no. This was just straight up genius flowing, uninhibited. And that baby said something. He said something, and he ain't preaching. He ain't none of that. But it was 100% spiritual. Please believe that. So that's it for tonight. And Stirs, thank you for coming back. I'm so happy. That's it for tonight. Again, if you got stuff you want me to comment on, talk about, funnies or whatever, send that. Now, the Chop House Groove. Facebook.com, The Chop House Groove, Grove. Or The Chop House, I promise you, Stirs, you're going to love it. The Chop House Groove at gmail.com. Send it to me. We'll talk about it. We'll enjoy it. Hey, a long time ago, get rid of the box. Get rid of the box. Rebel can tell you one of my favorite songs, L. Spencer Smith, Don't Miss Your Blessing, You Must Step Out of the Box, Out of the Box. I love that song. So, it must be my time because my mouth is getting dry. I need to wet my whistle. But I hope that this blessed you like it blessed me. Because I'm telling you, this is good stuff. We're going to keep on bringing it to you because we're trying to help people to reach another level of spirituality that is not bogged down in a bunch of religiosity and a lot of rules and regulations, because God is so much bigger. God is so much greater. And I want you to know that God, not the one that some folks are peddling. All right? I love you. I really do. And I'm looking to see if there's any more comments, questions, or anything else. As the old folks would say, if all hearts and minds are clear. Hey, Keith, come on in here. It is so good to see you, sir. Thank you for coming into the Chop House. I love you. Come on in here. Listen, the best people in the world coming in the Chop House. I love you, and thank you for stopping by. We're going to keep coming. Monday, Wednesday, as I said, this Friday, I will be in Dallas, and I will be recording live on Saturday. And then Sunday, I'll be trying to get back to Kansas City. So I'm going to miss my Friday schedule. I'm going to miss my Sunday schedule. But meet me back here at Wednesday. We have something else to talk about. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 o'clock. Every Sunday evening, 7 o'clock. We'll meet you here, and we got something for you. All right, this was some good eating. See you next time with some fresh food. I love you. I really, really do. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Pull up a chair. Yeah. We cut that cloth. Mind on freedom. Still in the talk.
Welcome to the Chop House, where we break the script apart. Shopping love, shopping mouth, carving futures from the dark. From the block to the boardroom, we gon' build this brick by brick with the spiritual thought leader, turning pressure into gifts.
Hey, black gold in the bloodstream, old pain in the bone. Turn chains into cheat codes, turn maybe to our own. We talk vision, talk village, talk healing in the mix. Talk that on your name, talk that on your brick.
Welcome to the Chop House,
where we break that script apart.
Shopping love,
shopping mouth,
carving futures from the dark.
From the block
to the boardroom,
we gon' build this brick by brick
with the spiritual thought leader, turning pressure into gifts.
Pull up every generation, pull a seat for the youth. Pass the mic like an heirloom, every word living proof. We talk money, talk mindset, talk joy is a right. Every cut is a compass, every story is life.
Welcome to the Chop House, where we break the script apart. Shopping love, shopping mouth, carving futures from the dark. From the block to the boardroom,
we gon' build this brick by brick
with the spiritual thought leader, turning pressure into gifts.
So